Greetings, everyone. Today I would like to talk to you about one of my personal favorite shows from times past. I was first introduced to Fruits Basket nearly 10 years ago by a friend of mine. Now, this certainly wasn't the first anime that I ever watched, and it wasn't the last either. But this series had left a rather deep impression on me because of its characters, its comedy, its mystery, and particularly the morals it teaches. In a sense, I actually enjoyed Fruits Basket for many of the same reasons that I enjoy MLP. But before I get into my personal favorite aspects of this show, I would like to read to you the thoughts of my friend who first introduced me to the show all those years ago. My first exposure to Fruits Basket happened only because I felt I owed my best friend a favor. I was visiting her at college in Chicago, spending the day walking her campus, tracking down some Pocky, and ending up sprawled on the top of her bunk bed staring at her tiny laptop screen as she began giving me the "there's this new anime I want you to see" speech. I hated the new anime speech. It wasn't the first time I'd heard it, and it filled me with dread. I didn't have the time or emotional capacity to commit to another animated obsession. There had already been too many. I had to put my foot down. I would watch the first couple episodes, sure, because I wanted to let my friend share what she wanted to share, but that would be the end of it. I definitely wouldn't enjoy it, and it certainly wasn't going to go any further than this dark college bedroom. Oh, so wrong. It took less than an episode to take me down at the knees and leave me for lost. Despite the time, we watched all 10 fan-subbed episodes we had and then lay in the bunk beds conversing about what we had seen for much longer. Because it was good. Let me tell you why. Because Fruits Basket is actually closer to a fruit parfait, with several juicy, satisfying layers, and viewers have so many options on how to enjoy it. First, this series is just plain funny. This is for all of you who are in it for the light-hearted good time. Some characters are introduced solely for comedic purposes, and there is plenty of witty banter, amusing rivalry, and old-fashioned childhood fun. It's fluffy, but you can't help but love it. But just being funny isn't good enough for a series to be really great. In several episodes, there will be separate parables or stories cut off in little chunks from the main plot that present an obvious moral lesson. The lesson of the umeboshi that helps us understand that it is easier to see the good qualities of others instead of ourselves. The story of the foolish traveler that reveals how rewarding the act of giving can be. These are beautiful mini-lessons that boost the series by providing insight into character development and help us to see ourselves in a different way. Yet even deeper, there are smoother, subtler lessons. Simply by going through their day-to-day routines, the characters of Fruits Basket provide examples for dealing with the most complex and difficult of feelings. How to handle grief from the loss of a loved one. How to deal with rejection, with bullying, with jealousy. How to be confident and be yourself because that is when you are your strongest and most beautiful. How to learn to be vulnerable, how to trust, how to be a good friend, how to look for the good in all things. These important messages blend with the plot and the funny moments. It is there, but for the most part it's silently filling out the wonder of the other components, providing you with spiritual nutrition almost without you even realizing it. Perhaps the best part of the series, however, is the overall mystery, which is a little bit unidentifiable, unexpected, and even dark. It sneaks up on you, blended throughout the entire series, peppering it with questions that suddenly show up but then disappear before you're quite sure what had happened. What is the Soma family curse, really? What happened in the past to make certain characters behave the way they do? Is there anything that can be done to change it? These looming queries propel the viewer to the next episode seeking answers. All wrapped together with lovely artwork and quite decent voice acting in both Japanese and English, Fruits Basket is an easy favorite, enjoyable on many levels. If you want to just watch it for its silliness, it is happy to oblige you. Want to dig through to find the answers to the deepening mystery? Of course they are there. The characters are plentiful and varied, with some being quite serious and some not so serious, but most downright lovable, including our heroine Toru. I wholeheartedly recommend Fruits Basket. It's not too deep, it's not too dumb, it's not too long, and it has so many valuable messages to share in humorous and motivating ways. Everyone is sure to find a character or situation to relate to, a moment where they think, yes, I've felt that way. And I think that an anime that can make you laugh and make you feel that you are not alone in your feelings is one of the best treats in the world. As for myself, I enjoyed a great many aspects of this series as well. The humor is great, particularly in the rivalry between certain characters. The mystery spread throughout the series is also very good at drawing you into the overall story. But if I had to pick one aspect of this series that stands out over all the others, that would have to be the main character herself, Honda Toru. She is just so likable in most everything that she does. If you could imagine a character with Fluttershy's kindness and compassion, Applejack's hard work and determination, as well as Pinky's boundless optimism, then you'd have a pretty good idea of what Toru is like. But even with all these similar strengths to her character, she also has similar weaknesses. Like Fluttershy, she is often timid, not wanting to be a burden on others, and like Applejack, there are times when she is pushing herself so hard that it starts taking a real toll on her well-being. It makes for a very well-rounded character, as well as someone that has this uncanny ability to make you smile every time you are watching this show. It's really hard not to admire who Toru is and what she stands for. But I hope that you won't just take our word for it. For all those of you who haven't seen this show just yet, you can find the entire series on Netflix. It really is a gem among anime series, and I would think that a lot of people who thoroughly enjoy MLP would also thoroughly enjoy Fruits Basket. And for those of you who have seen Fruits Basket, I hope that you will leave some of your thoughts on this series, both the positives and the negatives. And for any of you who already love Fruits Basket, I would like to leave you with a recommendation. Karinsama, who happens to be the friend that introduced this series to me all those years ago, has spent nearly a decade putting together a 250-page book based off of the Fruits Basket series. She is a fantastic writer of fan fiction, more than capable of drawing you in with a deep, engaging story and plenty of emotional moments. I hope that you will take a look at her work and see for yourself why the world of Fruits Basket is so enjoyable and memorable. Until next time, I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.